So I'm just going to start by introducing myself. My name is Anna Bermani. I am the Academic Recruitment Officer for the Turing Internship Network. I am leading on the recruitment for the Turing Internship Network and also the development of the program. Here with me today is joining, Jules is joining with today. And Jules, please, would you like to introduce yourself?
So I'm the Applied Skills Program Manager. So I look after the Turing Internship Network and the Data Study Group at the Turing.
Perfect. Thank you, Jules. So just an overview of what we will be discussing today. Just bear with me because the laptop is quite slow. I'm changing slides. There you go. So we will go over what the scheme is. We will tell you a little bit about the internship roles that we have open at the minute in this round of current round of recruitment. I will explain what the eligibility criteria are and who can apply for the scheme. How students can apply for the scheme. We'll go over the assessment criteria and what makes a strong application versus what makes a weak application, and then we'll go over the review. We'll go over the timeline for the recruitment so that you have a clear idea of what is going to happen after you submit your application. Just letting some extra people in, and we can start. So the scheme, the Turing Internship Network, also called TIN, is the Institute's nationwide engagement scheme that connects doctoral students in data science and AI with businesses and organizations that seek the support of doctoral students and researchers to help them address challenges using data science and AI. The Turing works with a lot of partners and collaborators, and we can really make use of our network to offer a wide range of internship opportunities for doctoral students. The goal of the institute is to, the main goal of the institute is to train the next generation of data scientists. And the scheme, the Turing Internship Network, is really one of the ways we're trying to do so. We're trying to help doctoral students to develop those research skills and technical skills to become the next generation of data scientists. In the current round of recruitment, we have we're offering 26 internship roles. 14 team partners and collaborators are advertising with us at the minute, which is really exciting. You can see some of them on the slide. We have Accenture, Fujitsu, GCHQ, Department from Transport, HSBC, and many more. That I will talk a bit more about in the next slide. But yeah, we really have quite a lot of internship opportunities offering there. And I invite you all, if you haven't already checked the website, our webpage, to check it out and just get further information about all the internship roles available for this round. Now, talking a little bit about the internship roles. With the Turing Internship Network, we're offering 3 to 6 month internships that will, for this specific round of recruitment, will start in the fall. Some internship will start right in September. Some others will start in October or November. It really depends on the partner or collaborator, and how long they need, how much time really they need to go through the onboarding process with you. All the roles are paid. All the internship opportunities that we advertise through the Turing Internship Network are paid a minimum of £30,000 per annum, and that is prorated, obviously, for the length of the placement, the internship that you apply for. All the role descriptions with details about the project and the responsibilities that the intern will have are on the webpage, so the Turing Internship Network webpage, except from only one partner, only 2 roles really offered by GCHQ, which you will be able to review once you open an application on our application portal. And at that point, you will be able to review the internship or role internship packet and the details about the 2 specific roles advertised by GCHQ will be found there. New to this round of recruitment, and which we're really excited and happy about this new offering, is internship roles that offer an additional component, which is a data study group. That will take place after the internship and part of the role of the intern will be obviously to focus on the specific project, but also to focus and prepare on the data set that will be used at the end of the internship at the data study group. All the internship plus data study group roles are focused on environment and sustainability projects. And you can actually see all of them highlighted here on the slide, highlighted in red. All these NGOs and charities are offering this type of sort of combined program. Now, I would like to highlight the fact that internships can be both full-time or part-time, but specifically to some partners are offering only full-time roles, and some other partners can offer both full-time or part-time roles. So you can see them all here on the slide. Full-time roles are offered by Accenture, HSBC, and all the Team DSG companies, all the Team DSG partners. Full-time, part-time roles are offered by the Department for the Transport, Fujitsu, and GCHQ. So the roles that these 3 partners are advertising can be full-time, but also there is a part-time option in case students wish to choose for that one. And just one note about one specific partner, which is GCHQ. On top of the eligibility criteria that are specific for the scheme, this specific partner also offers additional eligibility criteria. So before you apply, please ensure that you review the questions in the application form, and you can actually meet the additional eligibility criteria for positions with GCHQ. And this leads me nicely into the next part, the next slide, which is about the eligibility criteria. So we welcome all students to apply for the Turing Internship Network. However, there are some specific eligibility criteria that students must meet in order to be eligible. And you can see them all here. You can also find them in the code document that is linked to the web page, and also to the web, and you can also find them on the web page. The first eligibility criteria is students must be currently enrolled in the doctoral program. And they at a university based in the UK or in Ireland. The second eligibility criteria that you see on the slide is really important, and this is the right to work. It is really important that students have the right to work and be based either in the UK or Ireland, depending on the role that they're applying for, obviously. There are some roles specifically offered by Accenture, that there are 2 roles specifically that are based in Dublin. So for those roles, the right to work in Ireland is obviously essential. And all the other roles are based in the UK. So right to work in the UK again and be based in the UK is essential. I am going into details more about the right to work, specifically for international students in the next slide. But yeah, really important for any student applying to this program, this specific eligibility criterion. Students should be studying a PhD that involves methods from mathematics, stats, data science, computer science, AI. As you will notice from the role descriptions, all roles are really require some programming skills and specific technical skills. So it is really important the students are aware of this and are capable and skilled in this area. Students should have completed the first year of doctoral studies before they start their internship. Students must be able to pause their studies if they're applying for a full-time position. If they're applying for a part-time position, then at that point, pausing entirely their PhD is not necessary, but please be aware that undertaking an internship full-time will require you to pause your studies. And last but not least, please check with your supervisor and also university department and make sure that they support your application. Make sure that they are aware that you're applying for the scheme and that they are happy with you in doing so. So, international students, I have a slide dedicated to all of you. We have seen quite a lot of applications sent by international students, and we're very happy about that. But there are some things that you guys need to check prior to applying for this specific program. So international students are usually are studying in the UK or in Ireland on a student visa. Specifically for the UK, the student visa was previously called Tier 4 visa. International students on a student visa normally can have the right to work in the UK, but can only work up to 20 hours per week. So this is really important for you guys to know and be aware of, as obviously if you have this limitation, it means that you can only apply for part-time positions. However, there are some exceptions in this 20 hours per week. Some universities prefer to put a different limit, and that could be 15 hours per week, 18 hours per week, 10 hours per week even. So it is really important that you, as soon as you think that you would like to apply for this scheme, you reach out to your international office, your department, whoever deals with visas, and you check how many hours you are allowed to work in the UK. So really important. Your university is your visa sponsor, and they, as a sponsor for the specific visa that you're on, they can put further limitations to this amount of hours that you can work per week. So please do check before applying. As part of your application, together with submitting the actual application, you will also need to obtain a written approval from your university that confirms that you can apply and how many hours you can work. You can not just send us an email to saying, oh yeah, I can work 20 hours per week. We need a written approval from your university. And this is part of the eligibility check that we will do. We will check this in the eligibility SIFT. So really, really important. Please ensure that you submit both your application and send us a written approval. That could be an email or a letter signed by either your department or your international office, whoever deals with, again, with visas, by the 28th of June, 2 p.m. So that is both the deadline for you to submit your application, but also to provide this written approval. Without the written approval, we will not be able to go through to check your eligibility, and your application will be unsuccessful automatically. One thing to mention is that the Institute, neither the Institute nor the team partners or collaborators can sponsor you for a work visa. So please do not, please be aware that sponsorship is not available through this program. Great, so how do you apply for the scheme? Well, first of all, I would like to ask you to review the call document that is linked on the Turing Internship Network webpage on our website. Very, very important. That call document contains all the information that you need regarding the roles, the scheme, the aims of the scheme, and also the eligibility criteria, the assessment criteria, and pretty much all the information that you need in order to apply, including the possibility to request any adjustments to your application. So please do review this call document prior to submitting, opening an application. The link to the application portal on FlexiGrant can be found on the team webpage. Right on the top of the page, you will find a link. You can simply click on the link and you will be transferred onto our application portal, ready to open your account if you don't have one already, or to start your application. Another thing that you should absolutely do before you open an application is to choose the role that you wish to apply for. I know that we have quite a lot of roles advertised at the minute, a lot of variety, but please make sure that you choose the role that is your first preference, the role that you would like to apply for, as all the questions focus on that one role that you will be applying for. We will also give students the opportunity to choose a second role they would like to be considered for. And in case you are not shortlisted for your first choice, then we will put you forward for your second choice. So there is a space on the application in which you can mention the second choice, the second role that you would like to be considered for. But again, you need to choose one role and that your first choice, and you will be applying for that one. Once you complete all the sections within the application, the application form will show at the top, on the right-hand side at the top of the page, 100% complete. That does not mean that your application is submitted. It only means that you have completed all the sections within the application form. And in order to submit, you need to press the submit button that you will find on the bottom of the page. So please ensure that once you reach 100%, you submit that you click on submit. Otherwise, we will not receive your application and we won't be able to shortlist you and review your application. The deadline for all applications is the 28th of June for 2 p.m. Just to reiterate. So I would like to focus, take some time to focus on the assessment criteria. Your applications will be assessed against the specific criteria, which are again listed in the core document. So please make sure that you review them. They are these ones that I have highlighted on this slide: motivation, knowledge and previous experience, skills, and goals. So these 4 points are the things that you really need to focus when you are writing your application. So the most important sections within the applications are section 4 and section 5. Section 4 is dedicated to information about your education and your work history. Section 5 is all about questions that will target the specific assessment criteria. So please make sure that you focus your attention to these 2 sections, because they are really the important ones, and also the ones that will be shared with the reviewers. Make sure that you treat the application, and specifically these 2 sections, as your CV and cover letter. So section 4 would be just like your CV, and section 5 will really be your cover letter. And in the cover letter, you usually try to sort of sell yourself, your market your sort of, this is that really is your marketing piece. So again, I cannot stress this enough. Section 5 will be key for you to be shortlisted and also invited to an interview by the partner. Great. So then this part is also very important, and I would like to again take some time to focus on what makes an application weak and what makes an application strong. I believe that just really focusing on this point and really thinking how you can improve your application can make a big difference when you get your application is presented in front of the reviewers. So let's start with the first point here, which is about the preparation. I cannot stress enough how important the preparation is. And this preparation really starts when you are reading the role description of the partner that you're interested to apply for. So a weak application can result from an applicant just reading the role description quickly, getting a general idea of what the application is about, what the internship role is about, and then apply right away. Whereas a stronger application can result from an applicant really taking their time to read the role description, understand what the project is about, and what responsibilities the intern will cover during the role, and then also taking the time to review and research the organization online, find out what they work on, what projects they have on at the moment, understanding what type of culture they have in the organization, really also understanding whether you will be a good fit for that specific organization and with that specific culture, and then applying for the teen application. So really just taking your time and going through the steps will make the difference. And this preparation can also be, again, reused if your application is shortlisted and you're invited for an interview. Then all the research that you have done will be very important and necessary to perform well in an interview. So I highly recommend to do this preparation ahead of applying. The second point is about giving a clear reason why you are applying for a specific role. We have seen applications in the past that really felt just by reviewing them that the candidate didn't really have a reason for applying for that specific role they were applying for. And I can guarantee you this can be felt and seen by both us at the Institute and the partner. So definitely not really showing, giving a clear reason why you're applying will result in a weak application. Whereas a strong application, giving a clear reason why you're applying for that specific role, why you think you would be a good fit for that specific role. Are you researching in your PhD about that specific topic? Do you have the right technical skills that are required to perform well in that role? And do you enjoy researching about that specific topic? Do you think you want to make an impact on the wider society, and then explain obviously the reason? So all this should be included in the application to show your motivation and your enthusiasm in applying for that specific role. The third point is about your knowledge and skills. We have seen in the past generic statements about knowledge and skills, such as, I think my knowledge and skills will make me an asset for your team and wider organization. Fantastic, that is a good statement. However, you need to sort of dig deeper and give reasoning and be specific and explain why you think your knowledge and skills are important and are the ones the companies, the partners are looking for. So a strong application will give specific reasoning about why you think your knowledge and skills are a great fit. And they would also give specific, clear examples on how you have perhaps applied a specific technical skill, or you have acquired some knowledge that you will need to use during the internship. So please, when writing about an example, when creating an example and putting the example in writing, use the STAR method. So the STAR method is, STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. So if you follow this method, you can really give clear examples to really just showcase how good you are and how your skills will be useful for that position. Ensure that you review, obviously, the requirements of the ideal candidate, ideal intern that you can find in the role description as well before you start completing, you start creating examples. But yeah, so the STAR methods is really helpful, and this can also is going to be really helpful as well if you're invited for an interview. The last point that I would like to highlight is about goals. Again, all these points are related to the assessment criteria. Unclear goals will definitely make for a weak application. So just generally saying that your goal is to apply your technical skills on a real life scenario. Yes, that is fantastic, but again, dig a bit deeper there. So a stronger application will be showing well thought through goals that include learning opportunities. You think you'll be able to learn something specific in that role, that you will be able to have an impact in the organization for X, Y, and Z, wider community, whatever it can be. Really just take some time to think about the goals and what you want to achieve through this internship. And also you can discuss this with your supervisor, because you may have some goals both for you and the supervisor that are the same, and you want, there may be something that your supervisor, can help you with when setting goals. And just as a reminder, I'm pretty sure most of you know the SMART goal setting method. SMART, whenever you're thinking about goals and you want to set some goals, just use the SMART method. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And again, this is really useful both when you're applying for jobs or the specific teen application and generally in life. Now, to wrap up, I would like to go over the recruitment timeline. Again, the deadline is the 28th of June, so that is in 1 week time, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. We cannot accept any applications after 2 p.m. on the 28th of June, next Tuesday. Once you submit your application, we will start the review stage, which will last until the end of, apologies, July. It says June here, but it really is the end of July. The review stage is in 3 steps. The first one is the eligibility check. The second one is the short list. And then the third one is the team partner review. So partners will review your applications and then at that point decide who they would like to call for an interview. The interview stage will then start in August, and then offers are going to be made between mid-end of August and the beginning of September. Once an offer has been made, then the partner will ensure that they issue a contract for you, and that they start the onboarding process, which again can be different from partner to partner and can be short or long, depending really on the partner that you will be placed with. Right, so here you can see again the link to our teen webpage, the email address that you should send any questions to, and also in case you wish to just speak to us, this is the number that you should call. Now, I would like to open the stage, really, the floor to you guys.
So I've got a few questions that I was unable to answer or wasn't timely enough to answer during your presentation. So I'll just read a few of the ones I haven't answered out, and then we can throw it open to everybody else. So we've got a couple of questions about the evidence from the university to confirm for the international students. So does it need to be an official signed document from the university, or is an email from a relevant person at the university acceptable? And does this include both the university and the university as in the Department International Office, as well as the supervisor?
Fantastic. Yes, thank you for this question. So it can be an email as long as that email is signed by, again, either your international office or whoever deals with visas. It can be somebody from your department as well, but they must be, experts. They must be aware of what the policy is within your university when it comes to visas. We do not need to have any emails or receive any emails or letters from the supervisor for this specific requirement. It is really not required to have the supervisor CC'd in the email, or yeah. So hopefully that helps.
I'm answering questions and asking.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So somebody has asked regarding pausing the PhD. What happens if the internship project is closely aligned with their PhD research. Is there an option in this case to make some of the work done for the internship a part of the PhD, or is this something that would be discussed with the internship partner?
Well, this is a good question. What I would suggest you to do is to first check with your supervisor and see if any of this can be done, meaning like if you can sort of blend somehow some of your work at your PhD with whatever you're doing at the partner. But just please know that if you're interning full-time at your partner, at the partner organization, they will have you there full-time to work on that specific project or projects that you have been hired for. So your full attention should be definitely on those projects. However, if you talk to your partner, the organization, and they say, yeah, that's fine, you can do some work that is related to your PhD, then fine. I mean, this is really a question that would need to be asked to the partner, because they are the ones that hire you. Yes, so I think I answered that question.
I just want to also add, for the internships that are for the environment and sustainability pilot, I believe we are going to be asking the interns to produce academic reports that could be used as part of this, but that's specific for those challenges, because we will be wanting to talk more about those challenges after the event. Yes. Okay, last question, and I'm sorry to those people that are typing questions in the in the chat. I'm trying to catch up, but I'll ask some of those as well. So the other last question I recorded from before is, I'm interested in 2 different roles, but the responses to the questions would be very different for each. Is it not possible to make a second application to be considered properly for both? Now, I have mentioned that we internally would be considering applicants for different roles if we felt that they were suitable for those roles. However, the question.
Yes, that is a great question. Unfortunately, no, you cannot apply twice. Please focus on your first choice, although even if you have 2 roles that you really would like to apply for. If you're shortlisted for the second choice, the one that you put at the bottom of the page as your second choice, and you are shortlisted for an interview, then and you will be reviewed by the team partner for that specific role instead of the other, then we can reach out to you to collect some information specific to that role, so that the partner has more evidence, has more information about that role. And obviously the partner will be informed that your first choice was that one, and you applied for that role, but that you have been shortlisted for the other role. So yeah, there will be an opportunity for you to provide specific information, sort of it's another section 5 for that role, for the second role.
Cool. Okay.
If I see any other questions.
Saeed, the list of the roles is on the website, and I'm just about to post a link. I think that should work. I've lost my place in the questions. I think I've caught right. I only recently heard about this, and the deadline is fairly soon. I'm not sure I'll be able to get approval for a potential absence within the week or a decent application together. Is the potential that a similar opportunity will be available in the next 6 months, year? Are there future opportunities, Anna?
Yes, they are. There are. Thank you for this question. Yes, so if you cannot get an approval to apply for the specific round of recruitment in time before the deadline, we will run another round of recruitment from September. So for internships that will start in the new year from January onwards. So more opportunities will be advertised in September. And yeah, so watch this space for sure if you're interested in, if you cannot apply right away and you're interested in taking an internship.
Yep. Okay. So Nicola, yes, one intern will be hired per role, I believe is in the majority of the cases.
Yeah, the majority of the cases, although there is one opportunity via offered by Accenture that they're actively looking for 2 people to fill that role. And this specific role is based in Dublin.
Okay, the email address they need to send the university approval letter for international students. Can that be included into the Flexi grant, or do they need to email the internship's mailbox?
Please email the internship network mailbox. Okay. It cannot be uploaded onto the application, because we understand that perhaps you will receive the approval from the university slightly after you submit the application, or maybe like a day or 2 after. That is fine. You can go ahead, submit the application, and then you can send us the letter or email.
So that gives people a little bit more leeway. So if you do know that you're going to get the letter from your university that will sign you off, but you think it's going to be coming in after the end of the deadline, submit your application anyway, make a note that the letter will be following up, and you can send it to us a little bit later. But we would need that letter before we do the shortlisting, which would be when, Anna?
Before we do the eligibility check, which is really the day after, so the 29th.
Okay,
so it is really, really important that you send it as soon as possible for sure. There is a little wiggle room there, a little bit, but yeah, if you are an international student, please first thing reach out to your international office or department.
So on the same topic, just to follow up, about what did you mean by a signed email? If they have an email where they are stating it is okay to work part-time, what do you mean by the signed bit? Yeah,
I mean, I need to see who was the person that said, yes, you can work up to 20 hours a week. I don't want you to forward an email that doesn't have any yeah, that doesn't show me who was the person to confirm this within the department or within the international office.
So a screenshot of the official university website saying that the applicant can apply for leave to work would not be acceptable.
It would not be acceptable. There may be, with visas, there may be some exceptions. It is really important that you check your status and you get an approval for your specific case and for this specific scheme and the way the scheme is set up. So please, no screenshots. Please do check with your university and get the approval from them.
Cool. Okay. How much support do the interns receive from the partner in developing technical skills?
It really depends on the partner, really depends on the internship role that you are applying for. Some partners, probably the bigger ones, have a quite well-established data science department with lots of researchers already working there who can give you some extra support, some support in developing technical skills. Some others may be smaller partners that may not have that specific capacity. However, they do offer a supervisor and a mentor that can help you with that. With specific roles, Jules, correct me if I'm wrong, with specific roles with the teen and DSG, there may be some extra support that we can offer in this sense. Is that correct?
That is correct. They will be working a little bit later, but they will start off by themselves, but they will certainly be working a little bit later with another academic who will be there to support on the development of the data study group challenge, which will likely feed into some of the other things that they are working on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just one question, shall we add a reference to the email? I mean, you can, but references are not part of the process and will not be reviewed by the team partner in the review stage. It may be the team partner requires reference for the interview if you're shortlisted and invited to an interview, and that will be really communicated by the partner directly to you.
Cool. Okay, question about their background in terms of, is it a requirement to have a computer engineering background, or if they are from a different engineering type background, that their expertise does not relate exactly with AI and computer domains, would that be a problem?
I mean, no, but what you really need to do is check the role description and see if you can really perform the responsibilities, if you're capable to perform the responsibilities that are advertised, pretty much.
Essentially, I mean, I think if you are working in a different, if your PhD or your subject is in a different domain, but you've been teaching yourself programming or artificial intelligence on the side to a level where you think you could enter the industry, I would certainly encourage you to apply anyway, but make sure that you demonstrate and show what you can do as part of the as part of your letter, and obviously if you get into the interview stage as part of that interview. Okay.
We have a question about being in a first year of PhD and being eligible. You must have completed your first year by the time you start the internship. So internship can start again in September, October, November. It really depends on which role you're applying for, to which role you're applying for, and also the onboarding procedure of the partner. So if you, depending on when you started your PhD, if you will be done with the first year, not counting the rotation here, if you're done with your first year, by the time you will start, then yes, you are eligible to apply.
What about at the other end of the PhD? Is it possible to apply for the internship during the extension of a PhD, so after supervision stage?
Students can apply, yeah. So students can apply even if they're really close to the end of their PhD. That is fine. It may be the students complete their PhDs during the internship. That is also fine. So we don't have a clear sort of limit there to just, yeah, we welcome even more experienced students to apply for internships. So, yeah.
But make sure that you've checked with your supervisor so they know
yeah,
that
absolutely.
you're going to have to do something. Okay, what is the success rate in ratio to the total number of applications?
Oh, you want to know the in and outs, the secrets. Can I share the secret? I don't even know.
You can share aggregate data. You can't share specifics.
Yeah. Well, we are looking for 26, to be correct, 27 interns. And I can say that we're seeing quite a lot of applications coming in. We're really happy about that. Not really give you a number, really. Yeah, I mean, I just encourage you to apply, and yeah, just keep in mind that we have 27 roles that we need to fill.
Okay. What if I have submitted my application already, but would like to make some small amendments following this presentation? My assumption is send us an email and we can unsubmit their application. I think FlexiGrant can do that.
I am afraid that is not possible.
Oh, sorry. Understand.
It is not possible recruitment best practices. I cannot amend your application, unfortunately. You have submitted it and we cannot change it. Apologies about that.
Okay. Does everyone need a sign-off from the uni, or is it just the international students?
International students specifically need a sign-off, a written approval, a written sign-off that they can apply for the scheme and a confirmation of how many hours they can work.
But if you are not an international student, it's probably wise to at least make sure your supervisor is aware, especially due to the stop the clock aspect. So if you want to keep your supervisor happy, keep them informed and tell them why it's beneficial to you.
You will see that in the application, there is a question about the supervisor and the department. And we will ask you, have you checked in with your department and supervisor, and have you gained an approval? It doesn't have to be written, but have you checked with them? So yeah, please do so.
Okay, just with timing in mind, and I've got 27 new messages to look at and questions, I'm assuming. We're not going to have time for all of them. I'll just go to 1:30. I guess so maybe we can put together an FAQ section for the website. Is that possible? With everybody's remainder questions, so we can add those there. Is that a doable thing?
Yeah, or just really email the internship network at turing.ac
or just email us. Just if we haven't managed to answer your question, just email us, because we're running out of time.
We're really quick at replying. So any questions, again, also really specific about perhaps your case, your visa status, please do email us, and really we're quick to reply, and you will receive an answer. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, if we need more information, detail on specific roles in order to choose between them, is there a way to contact the employer partners directly, or would you be able to answer or pass on these kinds of questions?
I will be able to pass on the questions. Some partners have decided not to put their email addresses in the role description. So please reach out to me, and I'll be able to answer any questions or forward your questions directly to the partner.
Cool. Okay, we've answered that one.
I love seeing so many questions, so much interest.
I've answered that one. I have a global talent visa. Should I use the selection on the eligibility page to state this, or is it necessary to send proof of this with the application? I don't know what a global talent visa is, but I'm assuming send us proof.
Yeah. Should I just use section? Yeah. Yes. Use the section in the eligibility page, the section there. There is, I'm trying to think, there is some space where you could write at the bottom of that page. If you just want to mention global talent visa, and just, yeah, really let me know how many hours per week you can work through the global talent visa.
Okay. Is there a rough lead time for interviews in August, 2 to 3 weeks or less?
Yeah, so it really depends on the partner and on how many applications the partner has received for the role they're advertising, or the multiple roles they're advertising. It could be that within a week, the partner has wrapped up the interviews and they're ready to appoint you. Or it may take longer. Obviously, for partners who are advertising multiple roles, just like HSBC or Accenture, it may take them a bit longer. So 2 to 3 weeks to just go through all the applicants and then make their choice and contact you for the offer. So it really, again, really depends. I don't have a specific timeline for that.
Okay, last question, I think. Shall we, I'm a bit confused with this. Shall we have collaborators coming from academic and industry sectors, or is it just an individual project? I think, are you asking if you are working with somebody else? Is that okay? Okay. So no, this internship would be for you and you alone in terms of the applicant. If you are working, just remember you are stopping your PhD for 3 to 6 months. So any of those strands of work that you are currently working will pause. So you would not be bringing your collaborators or academic or industrial along with you. So it would be a separate thing entirely, although obviously it depends on how closely linked your PhD thesis or your research is to the partner. It could be a conversation for you to have with a partner if you get to that stage. They might be happy about it. Okay, yes, so I think we'll finish there. We will try to get all of the questions, we'll condense them, but put up an FAQ. So please do check back in the next day or so. And if you have any other further questions, as Anna said, please do email us. We're here to help you. Anna, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for attending. And yeah, any questions, just email them to us, and best of luck. We hope to see many applications from you.
Great. Thank you all,
Thank
and
you.
have a great day.